in the cold heart of upstate New York, where winter never truly leaves, there stands a church caught between worlds, neither alive nor gone. Holy Trinity Church, Syracuse, New York. For over a century, its bells called the faithful. Now only the wind answers back. People say if you stand outside its doors at midnight, you can still feel the echo of the last hymn. As if the air remembers what the people forgot. The story of Holy Trinity begins in 1891. Built by German immigrants who carried more than bricks. They carried memory and faith. Designed in the Gothic revival style, its twin spires didn't just reach for the sky. They announced themselves to heaven. Inside, sunlight filtered through stained glass from Munich, coloring the air in blues, golds, and crimson light. The oak pews creaked under the weight of generations, and the marble altar gleamed like ice under candlelight. It was more than a church. It was a heartbeat. A piece of Europe beating proudly in the heart of America. Through wars and depression, through joy and grief, Holy Trinity stood firm. Babies were baptized in freezing water that steamed in winter air. Weddings rang with laughter that echoed like bells. Funerals whispered with snowflakes falling like blessings. During the Great Depression, the church became a refuge. Bread and prayer were offered side by side. But the decades changed everything. Factories closed, families moved away. The city aged, and the pews grew emptier. Soon, echoes lasted longer than the sermons themselves. By the 2000s, fewer than 100 parishioners came to Mass. The choir's harmony faded into whispers. The cost of heating the vast sanctuary through Syracuse's brutal winters became impossible. The diocese made its decision. Holy Trinity would close. The final Mass felt like a farewell between old friends. Candles trembled. The choir sang one last hymn. And as the organ released its final breath, the sound hung in the air before dissolving into silence. When that note died. The church fell into a deep, unbroken sleep. Years later, explorers entered the church. They found it untouched. Hymnals still open. Coats hanging in the sacristy. Candles half melted on the altar. Frost covered the pews like a ghostly blanket. Sunlight pierced through the stained glass, painting the snow-covered floor with pale blue and crimson light. Every surface was frozen. A prayer caught mid-breath. This wasn't decay. It was preservation. A moment of faith suspended in ice. The local residents call it the sleeping church. They tell stories of footsteps echoing through the nave, of faint organ notes drifting during blizzards, as if the storm itself were singing the hymns. Some claim the Virgin statue weeps. When the frost melts in spring, whether it's haunted by spirits or by memory, no one knows. But something lingers here. Something that refuses to leave. Holy Trinity remains untouched. Preserved not by restoration, but by abandonment. A paradox of faith. Frozen yet eternal. Some ruins burn. Others simply freeze. Holy Trinity Church stands still. A cathedral locked in winter's embrace, where time has no pulse, and silence prays in place of people. The frost has become its congregation. The wind, its hymn. And this is Dark Atlas File with DA file number 0127, Holy Trinity Church, Syracuse, New York. Frozen in time after 2010 closure. And perhaps, still listening. Comment what next place you want to visit.